Hi, my name is Erin, and 10 years ago, Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome tried to steal my life from me, and to a degree, it succeeded. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of people that are worse off than me, people that have other disorders, people that have EDS and have it worse than I do, so I'm not trying to say that, woe is me, my life sucks, any of that. What I'm trying to say is that I used to have this standard of life that I do not have anymore, and a lot of it is the disease, but I think a lot of it is also my life and how things have progressed and not being able to take the time to take care of myself. So a couple weeks ago, I was feeling pretty much the worst pain that I had felt in a while. And I was sitting in myself and thinking, can I handle 20, 40, 50 more years of pain like this? Or do I need to try and rethink how I'm approaching my life? And what I realized was that my job was taking a lot out of me. Basically all I was doing was working and recovering from work. The anxiety was killing me. I was sick all the time. So I found a new role within my current company, and it was something that I had wanted to do for a long, long time, but had been scared to do. And in taking that step, I realized that there are a lot of things that I've been scared to do in my life. So this is the story of finding the ability in disability. And that may seem cliche and that may seem trite, but you know what? That is what I need to do. That is what I need to do in order to have a happy, successful life. And you know what? I'm never going to be able to do the things that I used to do back before my symptoms onset. You know, when I was younger, I didn't have to deal with constant pain. But I need to make the most out of what my life is, or I'm going to be miserable. So let's start with the status right now. So right now, I work. I pretty much live in my pajamas. I'm largely cared for by other people, by my parents who I live with, who handle things like cooking and laundry and things for me, because after work, a lot of times I just don't have the energy for that stuff. And it sucks. It sucks being a 35-year-old person who previously lived on their own and was independent and worked and cooked and did their own laundry and had a clean house and things like that. It's really hard to go from that to someone who is in a cluttered room, who can barely care for herself, that is completely reliant on other people. And I think that to some degree, I am never going to be able to escape reliance on other people. And that was one of the hardest things to learn about disability in the first place, was that when you have a medical condition, you need to be very honest about yourself with what you're capable of and what you're not capable of. It was really hard for me to accept help until I absolutely lost everything, until I was completely unable to take care of myself, until I got too sick to be able to do anything. And so I lost everything. I lost my apartment, I lost my job, I lost, you know, a place that I loved to live, a lifestyle that I loved to live, for something that is not bad, but it's not what a 35-year-old woman wants for herself. If you're watching this video and you don't know me, which I don't know why you're watching this video if you don't know me, Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome is a connective tissue disorder that causes my joints to dislocate easily, causes issues with digestion and with breathing sometimes because I get rib inflammation, I get headaches. It is a lot of pain, and it is very difficult to be a person who is supposed to be in their prime of their life who is in pain. Because you have two options. You can either let everyone know how much pain you're in, and they will eventually either tune you out, assume that you're overreacting or something like that, or, you know, ignore you. Or you can pretend you're okay all the time, and people are like, oh, well, Erin's just feeling fine today, you know, she's acting okay. Like, you never know when you're gonna wake up how you're going to feel. You never know when you wake up what your face is gonna look like. I have been putting off this video for a week now because my face just broke out and I don't know why. So, yay! Like, sometimes you just have to laugh. My pain is largely managed by medication right now. I'm hoping that if I work on an exercise regime, something that I can commit to that isn't too high impact on my body, that is fun, and that I have other friends that are participating in, that I can start exercising at least 3 to 4 times a week. That sounds like a lot, but let me tell you, the first time I got on the exercise bike yesterday, I lasted 5 minutes. I didn't even get a mile. Saying you're gonna do 5 minutes a day for 5 days a week until you build your stamina up, that's kind of reasonable. I'm gonna reevaluate that time period going forward. The other thing is that I'm gonna go out and I'm going to spend more time with my friends. The good thing is spring is here, and spring is always easier on my pain, so I'm going to take advantage of that, because winter I was sick and I didn't really see any other human being. I went to a party once in that entire like winter period, and it sucked because I love and miss my friends. So I'm going to make more of an effort to get out of the house even when I don't quite feel up to it. Finally, I'm gonna work on some skills that I've always wanted to learn. You know, I don't get out of the house a lot, and you know that sucks. I mean, it means that I'm not gonna go out and play soccer. I'm not going to go play hockey or go for a long endurance run or something like that. But I do have a lot of time around the house, and there's a lot of skills that I've been wanting to learn ever since I was a little kid. Now, when I was a little girl, I was a total tomboy. I did not want to do anything girly. I was afraid of frills and dresses and anything like that. As an adult, one of the things that I fell in love with was food. And it's frustrating to me that the large majority of things that I want to eat are things that I have to have other people prepare for me. So I want to learn cooking. I want to learn sewing. I love historical fashion. I love watching channels like Bernadette Banner, who can sew like, oh my god, she's just so incredibly talented. You know, I love people like that. They're very inspiring, and you know, I realize the time that I have, I don't have to just sit around and watch TV and spend too much time on YouTube, which I do. I spend way too much time on YouTube. I want to actually, maybe while I'm watching YouTube, I will start sewing. So I got some sewing kits, and I'm gonna try and do that stuff. I'm gonna try and learn how to maybe do some programming. It's been something that I've wanted to do, but I'm kind of scared of, because I'm afraid that I'm not gonna be good at it. So I'm gonna try and see what happens. I have other hobbies that I haven't done in a long time. Like, I really used to love Photoshop, and I really used to love video editing. So this video diary is from me to you, but it's also from me to me, because I want to get back into video editing. That's why I went to college. But I'm also hoping that maybe if I put this down on film, that I will be accountable. I'm going to document, ideally weekly, how I'm doing. I'm gonna be honest. If I suck at riding my exercise bike, I'm gonna tell you that I sucked at riding my exercise bike this week. I wanna be honest, and I want this to maybe be a realistic thing for other people. When I first was diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome, the people that I met in groups online and in support groups and things like that, they were people whose lives had been taken over by their disability. And it was really easy for me to think that I was never going to be able to do anything that I wanted to do, that I was never going to be able to work. And for a while that looked like it was going to be the case. But I managed to find a lovely company that lets me work from home, so I can put my skills to work and I can still be a productive member of the workforce, and most importantly, I can maintain my health insurance. But no, I love my job and I love the people that I work with, and my boss is lovely. A lot of people don't see people with EDS that have jobs when they're first diagnosed. When you're first diagnosed, the people that you tend to see are the people that their disorder has gotten to the point where the only thing that they can do is get online and talk about how sick they are. I am one of the luckier people that has a mild to moderate case of Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome, and that I can get out and do things, that I'm not one of those people that needs to be in a wheelchair. And one of the reasons that I want to exercise is because I want to try to stay out of a wheelchair for as long as possible. There's nothing wrong with being in a wheelchair. I think that it is a wonderful utility for people that their bodies don't work as well as they need to. You know, it gives them a life that they wouldn't otherwise have. I'm also aware that once you get into a wheelchair, a lot of times you don't get back out. And I'm scared. The world is not good to people that have visible disabilities. Like, I see when I go out with friends that have a disability and they're in a wheelchair, or that, they have some obvious visible sign of their disability, I see how they're treated. I am kind of lucky in the fact that my disability is invisible. When people look at me, they see a person that's healthy. Maybe the person that looks tired because I don't know how to do makeup, and maybe I'll learn. Maybe being on camera will finally be the push that I need to learn to do makeup. So yeah. That's what this is. This is a diary from me to you and from me to me. This is how I'm trying to find the ability in my disability, and hopefully I will keep myself accountable, and hopefully this is beneficial to somebody out there. Maybe, I hope. You know, I'm not trying to be inspiring. I hate this stigma that if you're a person that has a medical condition and you still have a life, that, oh my god, you're so inspirational. But I want realism. You know, I want people that find out that they have EDS to know their life is going to change. The Vlogbrothers had a great episode about how you find the new normal after you're diagnosed with a chronic condition. That normal isn't the same as your old normal, but you can still survive. And one of the things that makes me sad is that a lot of people that are diagnosed with chronic pain disorders, they end up ending their own life. And it's really easy to get into that trap of negative thinking when you just think that this is the end. It's not the end. And I'm not going to say that it's a new beginning either, because that's trite and it's stupid and that's not really what it is. It's an adaptation. It's what humans are meant to do. We adapt, we overcome, and that's what I'm trying to do. So I hope that you'll come join me and keep me accountable, and hopefully not make too much fun of me for being an idiot on camera. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.